Hello and welcome. What's up, Twitch? I'm getting chat up as we speak, as our audio comes down to playing the very end. Again, using non-copyright music, thanks to the Fat Rat. You can check him out on YouTube. That track is called Unity. He's got a ton of free music for you guys. So let's go in and check with our players today and see how they're doing and what's going on. Hi, players.
Hi, Seb.
Hello.
Hello. So first off, what does everyone think about the GIF?
I
Love
love
it.
it.
That's
Yes?
very great.
The one that's on
Twitter?
Twitter. It says someone in this room is a murderer. And there's this little hedgehog that turns around.
Hey, don't worry, it's all you. Oh, sorry.
What?
What?
Child killer.
Child killer? What? So, let's go with Sparks. How are you? What's your view on the campaign so far? Are you having fun? What's going on? How are you taking it all in?
Well, I'm enjoying myself. A lot of interaction, a lot of story progression that started. Personally, I like that there's a lot of RP, some dynamics that we have to actually think about in character. The fact that we have to, see things from a different perspective and take in that we might die or we might not know something, which is kind of cool. But I'm enjoying it really a lot.
And how about you there, Tree? You weren't with us last episode, so you're going to be listening to some of the catch-up. Did you at least watch everything back?
I did watch the video on different ones. I did. Yeah, things.
Things may have slightly progressed.
That cliffhanger, man. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun so far.
Good to hear. So, Firefly, you are the recapper.
Yes.
So we'll save you for last. Maad.
Oh.
For Craig,
Yes.
this is one of your first outside of the 24/7 RP server. How are you liking the difference in the ability of play in terms of like what we can do, because it's not as many cooks in the kitchen?
It makes a big difference. I'm enjoying the campaign a lot more, actually. These people help because they're all insane, but
Someone just said something.
That's silly. We're only on sale on
Storm,
Friday.
thank you for the sub, man.
Yay, thanks, Storm.
I've seen Storm forever.
Storm!
It's been 3
No, we
months.
haven't.
I
Hi.
know it's been a while. So, sorry, same question to you, because you are just coming over finally and getting outside just the big old massive game.
This is my first time playing in a huge Legacy campaign.
It is.
I'm very pleased. I really like it.
I mean,
This is.
we may
I
or may
feel like
not be
I.
killing your first character like right off the bat. So
Even if that happens, I'm still happy. Please don't kill my first character off. Actually, I've never had a character death before.
Storm, to make you feel better, do !! Firefly. That's all you need to do. It'll make your day. And then finally, before we get to the recap, Mr. Nossi, how are you? You got to play a little bit in the other one prior to us, shutting it down and kind of making it into Legacy of Acaen and Fate of Ormar. How are you liking this version?
It's intense. Things are happening quickly. I'm not gonna lie, but it's entertaining to even see the character growth so far, just in a couple of sessions. And
There has been a good amount, yeah.
and it's fun to see that not everybody has to get along constantly.
Exactly. So, before we have Firefly recap, the players here got a nice little quick thing. We have a new sort of set up. It will be changing over the course of what we have. Obviously, you can see who's talking right next to my face. We have their pictures up. We are working on cams for most of the players. We have follower and sub goals, and you know, we have basically the classes. Everyone is currently level 4. They're at the very bottom. You can see their Twitch handles. Most of them generally are hanging out in chat, so you can say hi and chat with them, and you have their character names. So Firefly, why don't you recap last episode for us?
All right. Well, it all started when it was the middle of the night. We all went to sleep except for Antlyn, who was keeping watch. And the night drew long, and Antlyn got really, really sleepy for some reason. And he nodded off for just a little bit. And there were these people that came up to camp. And they asked if they could sit by the fire. Antlyn, being Antlyn, said that, yeah, sure. And they talked, and while they were doing that and eating their supper, the Antlyn went and woke up the rest of the party, because there was 3 of them and 1 of him. So he decided to wake us up, because it was almost morning and we had to head out with the caravan anyway. So we go up, and Roselynn wakes up, and she notes the people, and it seems like she recognizes one of them. So she doesn't do anything, and is really rude to him, wants him to leave. So they do, but before they leave, one of them hands a scroll, tells her it's the only copy, and puts it on the ground. She didn't want to pick it up, so Maad tucked it away in his backpack, and we set off again. Best I recall, we only made it a little ways before there was a sound. We stopped the cart, and we ended up having our first real battle, where we faced off against an Ettin. And it was a tough fight, and we won, though. We were packing up and getting ready to leave. Back over to Oxford. As we were getting ready to leave and packing up, there were these mysterious voices that appeared that only some of the party heard. And apparently they had a conversation. And the next thing, when the rest of us turned around, the body of the Ettin was gone. It had disappeared. And we were wondering where it went. Dun, dun, dun.
So, that being said, they did get into the cart, and they began to ride. And Maad, you had opened up the scroll. Before we get into RP, would you read the scroll again to everyone, just so that people that might not have been seen last episode, or at least hear exactly what's on the scroll?
I opened it up, started reading out loud. Wanted, dead. Roselynn, Clearwater. 5,000 gold piece. Has a sketch of her, and then at the bottom it says crimes, traitor, murderer of children here.
Nice. So we let's get some of that nice background music going on. Now, let's see. We can do Elven Glade. Here we go. So we're going to kick this right back into the scene. You know, Maad has basically just seen it. I believe, Thomas, I think you saw it because you were sitting next to him, and he read it out loud.
Yes.
So, Maad, take it away.
You're a child killer?
What?
It says right here, she's a child killer.
Illiyanna moves over to read over your shoulder.
Share the scroll.
It does. What?
What do you mean you're a child killer?
Illiyanna hands Antlyn the note.
He reads it, then looks to her suspiciously.
Listen. Yes, I did kill a child. And yes, I did leave the Orion when I was a mercenary. I didn't do it on purpose, though. I didn't kill the child on purpose. They forced me to.
Can I insight this?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
all means. Remember, Azuri, in this case, you're going to whisper all your rolls to stop any meta knowledge.
I have to whisper.
You're gonna, go to your sheet and you're gonna whisper. This way, whether they know it or not, they are gonna be based off what they understand, and they have no way to know whether you're actually lying or telling the truth in terms of meta knowledge.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Can we do that for the others?
We're starting it here.
Nice.
Yeah, once you have whisper all rolls, you just click your deception or persuasion. And if you are unsure which to roll, you whisper me.
What?
Do slash and then a W and then type SEVD and it'll whisper straight to him. On Roll20.
If you have a question, which should you roll? I may be uploading all these cool, icons that were just sent.
She wasn't wanting to deceive anyone.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you have a question what you should roll, ask me. Otherwise, you can roll, and then I will determine the results.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna make a roll because.
Well, you still would. You still would have to. They are inciting you. So you can make it. If you are trying to deceive, it is deception. Okay. If you are trying, if you're not trying to deceive, generally it's persuasion, because they are not. While you are in the same situation currently, facing against things that might be out to get you, they're not. These are not long-term friends.
Oh God.
So, I am going to begin to whisper in the order that you rolled insight.
On your whisper thing, on your sheet, it's the cogwheel, and you know where it
She got
says
it.
over. Okay.
Oh,
I
no,
can
she
see
did not
it, though.
whisper, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did not whisper.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All of you are believing that she is... It's not that she's not being truthful with you. There's more. There's definitely more there. And yeah, it's the cogwheel. Icon. Whisper rolls.
Cogwheel icon.
On the far right, it'll say
Yes.
whispered DM rolls, and it'll say, "I'll never whisper."
And you click it and click always whisper, and you will be for the rest of until you get to
It's under general
a combat.
options.
You would be always whispered in.
It's in the tab, right?
Yep.
You could, yeah, you know the little cogwheel where it right next to spells on your character sheet. Okay.
Oh, on my
All of you,
character
by the
sheet.
way.
Yeah.
All of you, until we are in combat, I would like all of you to set your sheets for whispering.
You can do that.
Because this way, people won't know what you rolled as insight either.
Can the stream see?
That's
Or
fair.
stream will not be able to see it.
Where? Oh, I see.
This is gonna be cool.
Always whisper rolls.
Yep.
You'll say whisper rolls to DM, and it's a little pull down that you can do, and always whisper rolls is what you're going to click.
Okay.
So you got that down.
All of you.
Antlyn's gonna pass the notice to who probably hasn't seen it yet, which is Breanne. And then
Yes.
he's gonna look at Roselynn and just say, "You used to be a part of the Orions."
Yes.
You said the Orions are not to be trusted.
They are not to be trusted because I know where they came from, where the Orions came from, those people that came here. I don't know them. They came from Marshall Hall. I come from the frontier, where the Orion have taken residence there to protect people.
What do you mean, frontier?
There's a vast land south, far south from all of this. All these woods, called the frontier. Not many people have made residence there, and law is very loose.
What are you not telling us?
What do you mean?
You're holding something back. That isn't the full story about the child. What are you not telling us? And let's be honest. And let's be honest. You're not really in a position to lie to us right now.
Unless we do something, as far as I'm concerned, it seems we're all, and he looks to every single one on the cart, we're all going to die.
And we said we'd share our secrets.
I am telling the truth that I have indeed killed a child.
Well, that part I have no doubts about. But what are you not telling us? Was it a mission? Was it a bounty? Was it a, hey, I don't like this person because they're, because I really was in love with this guy?
You said that they forced you to kill her?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Are you lying then about why you left?
No.
Or is
I
there
left. She leans back, thinks for a moment, and she'll take a deep breath. 2 years ago, I was working for the Orion Guild down in the frontier. We've left for a mission to kill a orc raid, a hostile orc tribe. We were successful. We had few casualties. We were on our way back and we came across a homestead, a house with half-orcs. Friendly, mind you. They welcomed us for food, drinks, a place to rest from our travels. And when we were inside, my group turned on them because they were half-orcs, because they had orcish blood in them. They considered them tainted evil. And I watched what I considered friends slaughtering these innocents. Why? Because they can. In the frontier, there's no law. If you try to enforce laws, you'll just get cut down.
So, tell me if this is correct. They forced you to kill your family, and they did not oppose you? Or they
I didn't touch the
initiate the
half
combat?
family.
Then how did you kill the kid?
the kid saw all this and they found the child. She tried to run, but she was caught by one of the members. Dragged her back by her hair through amongst the midst of my so-called friends, and they were discussing ways to murder her. To kill her. To kill this innocent, half-worked child. A child that had watched her family die. Get slaughtered before her eyes. I had to step up and I spoke out and told him this isn't right. We were supposed to be good people. We were supposed to be good people. They laughed at my face. They tested my loyalty. They told me to kill the child. To strangle her to death. If I didn't, I would have died myself. I watched. I watched the child's life just leave in front of me as I had gripped her throat. The child could have had potential. That could have. She was.
Hello?
She'll pause, taking in deep breaths. I strangled the child to death. The child. I took her life to save mine. And even if I didn't, they would have still killed her and killed me.
So, I'm going to send you a whisper, Missouri. And I'm going to ask you for a roll. I'm going to take your best rolls so much from ones that have you would have to ask that and then get for that, Maad, you'd have to ask that question in character or allude to it because it was not alluded to.
Fair enough.
I will begin the whispering. Okay, that's 1, and 2 is Spartans.
What's going on?
I'm giving you your answers to your insights based on her roll and her RP. She could have gained advantage or disadvantage based on her RP. You guys are allowed to continue. I just had to clarify this is a new system, so people are using a couple of the rules for them inciting.
Okay.
You're basically, if none of them roll skill checks, on things, you don't need to roll. Because it's a contested. Even if you're being 100% honest, or you're lying through your teeth, it's always contested.
Alright.
But you may continue.
When the Orions were asleep after all this, I snuck out. I took the child's body and I snuck out. I went as far as I can. I ran. I didn't know where I was going. I just ran. I wanted to leave the Orion. But I knew once you're in the Orion, you're either in the Orion or you're dead.
What did you do with the body?
I buried it. I
By
buried
yourself?
it by myself. With my hands.
Why did you join the Orions in the first place if you didn't agree with what was going on? I can't imagine this was the first time you had something like this happen. I mean, I assume you've been with them for quite a long time.
When I was, say, 15, I believe, I was founded by an Orion member. I was an orphan. My family were killed. By who? I do not know. They founded me and they took me in. And they trained me. They marked the symbol onto my back, and I became a true member, believing that they were my true family. No matter what happened, they always had my back.
What would have turned them in when you got back?
What you said?
If you would stayed with them and went back to where you started, turned in the mission, what would have happened to you if you had turned in them?
I don't understand what you mean.
What would have happened to them if you had told your superiors about it?
I do not know.
Maybe.
They would probably have laughed in my face and said they were orc blood. It is okay. The Orion does not like the orc tribes that have been previously raiding and pillaging the frontier. That is why they're there. It's a nice sum of money to protect the people that are trying to live within the frontier.
And so you just run.
I ran. I hid. And I did that until I was founded in Acaen by the box fields.
Are you still a member of the Foxfields? Or did you run for them too?
No. They took sympathy of me. They took me in. They took me in as one of their people to help fight against fought the Orions.
How long ago was this?
2 years ago.
Did you have any problems killing the orcs before that day?
I
just
still
to
get...
clarify if you needed it. The orcs, the orcs and half-orcs are much different, especially in this world. Just to clarify for anyone, orcs literally will go out and raid and kill everything. So that is why living down there is so dangerous. But half-orcs are an unfortunate, depending on your view, an unfortunate mistake, or an unfortunate of someone surviving too long in orc hands. So there is a difference. Just to state that to everyone.
Okay, I have it down that I have heard of orcs too, so.
Orcs are malevolent monsters. I would never dream to have sympathy for them. But the half-orcs, they did nothing wrong.
Thomas gets out his flute and starts playing a little bit.
I see.
Maybe the orcs were nice too.
The orcs are never nice, Illiyanna. They pillage, they raid, they rape. They're barbaric.
Not all of them, surely.
Would you like me to take you to the frontier for you to see?
I don't think I can do that right now.
Thomas starts, playing his pan flute, just kind of in thought, and is actually playing it pretty well. Better than an average. And as he listens to the group,
Illiyanna would bob her head or tap her foot to the song.
Roselynn, for the most part, if that makes a difference. However, how is this going to change our situation?
Well,
Oh, did you recognize the person who dropped off the letter to you?
no,
Was he part of your group? Or he was definitely an Orion, right?
he was definitely Orion. He probably came from Marshwall. I'm from the Cliff Watch. Well, when I was Orion. I don't recognize the people in Marshwall. I don't know what the Orion people are like in Marshwall. But I do know that they are the Orions. They are probably just as cold-hearted as the Orions in Cliff Watch.
Well, that's not very fair. I mean, well, I don't think we shouldn't assume that. They didn't kill all of us in our sleep, and you were once an Orion. You don't seem as cold-hearted as you describe those people who were once your family.
It is
So-
strange.
Maybe they aren't either.
It is strange. A little weird how he didn't slit my throat when I was vulnerable and he knew who I was. But that doesn't mean he won't do it. It won't be the same the next time we come across him. If we do come across him, that is.
Thomas stops playing for a minute. Did you ever have disagreements with the Orions before this?
Disagreements?
Did you disagree with their methods?
No. Before, I was very strong-hearted towards the Orion. They took me in as a child. What did you expect?
Oh, that
I
just...
even had a bone with notches in them, little nicks that counted the deaths that I've made, the kills of orcs and other monstrosities.
So I guess the question remains. If they took you in and you didn't disagree with them, and you disagreed with them on something, on something. The Foxfields took you in, and you haven't disagreed with them yet. You abandoned the Orion. What's to say you won't abandon us?
Why would I abandon you guys when I have a price over my head and marked for death from the same assassin that you guys are marked for death?
Because you can go back to the Foxfields and get protection for yourself.
Didn't you hear her? If I tell others, they would be marked too. I don't
I like
want
the
to.
Foxfields.
I don't want to endanger my noble household.
You also did say out loud that as soon as this was done with, the assassins were done with, you were going to leave us.
That is true. And I might,
Thomas said disappointing.
but I might not.
So, do we just kind of go on faith you're not gonna run? Or, I mean, I don't think you will. At least while we're all being hunted. It's just, I don't know you very well, but it'd be kind of a shock to wake up one morning and half of our stuff is gone or something because you needed it to survive when you left out or something.
Roselynn will shake her head. No, I will not do that to you all. That would...
As much as you say that, and as much as I sympathize for the forceful killing of your hand to that half-orc, in the wilds, every man usually looks out for themselves. This is no different.
Thomas's playing starts getting a little bit worse. About average right now.
Antlyn, actually this is a little different than being in the wild because we all are hunted as a group.
I would rather stay with you guys and solve this problem we have than to try to go out my own and deal with it myself.
So, you want us to work with you for right now, but don't get too attached with you because you could up and leave once all this is over.
If that is what you think, then that is fine.
Well, this is what I'm asking, because that's what it seems like you want us to do.
Yes, I would prefer that.
Illiyanna,
I'm sorry, I wouldn't want you all to get involved with the bounty that I guess I've been marked for.
That is already too late because those three men have already seen all of our faces.
But they will be looking for me, not you all.
They'll be looking for us to find you.
Because they might think that now we are harboring a fugitive to them.
Well,
Maad,
Illiyanna will pick up the parchment. She did say that it was the only copy.
That is
This far
true.
north.
That is also true. They could have copies all over the frontier.
I don't.
If that is the only copy, would burning it help?
I wouldn't mind burning it. But I wouldn't mind keeping it myself and holding it close to me.
As a trophy?
No.
as a reminder.
She nods.
Maad would look around. I don't have a problem with her having it for her own choice.
Illiyanna looks up from her writing and shakes her head. I made a copy.
Roselynn frowns.
She made a copy?
She did. Oh, I want to check out the drawing.
It's probably not very good. I don't have any
Okay.
skill in it.
That's a nice stick figure.
There's like
Thank you.
a smudged mark underneath Roselyn's nose that looks like a mustache.
Thanks for the follow, Kate.
Sorry, I don't think I got your nose right.
As you guys are having this, and this conversation lasts quite a while as you each go through your individual parts. Eventually, on the as the setting sun starts to crest over, illuminating and almost setting, it looks like the horizon on fire. You see a familiar village. To all of you, more so, some of you have been here more recently. You see the small village of Oxford sitting just up on the edge of your view.
Thomas looks up with a smile. Town, and before he gets there, he remembers something. He reaches into his bag and gets out a letter
I
and
will
starts to read it.
I will type out the letter to you in a few.
Okay,
Give me a second here.
no problem.
Anyone else doing anything?
Roselynn will be very quiet, sitting in the back. Just lost in her own thoughts.
Alan's just gonna look to her and says, I personally have no need for gold. Not as much, so whatever the case is, I'm not going to turn you in. I'm not sure about the others, but we are in this together, as everyone says. We should keep it that way.
Illiyanna will look to Roselynn. I like the Foxfields. And if they trust you, you can't be bad. She gives you a thumbs up.
For whatever
I will
reason,
be right back.
they brought me in. They could have easily killed me. But I was defenseless. I don't know why they brought me in, but I'm in debt to them. And that is why I work for them.
For how long?
Would you do anything for them?
I would do anything for the Foxfields. I would.
Including telling them
Give
everything
up.
you know about the Orions?
Yes, I've already told them everything that I knew.
Oh.
I wasn't much help. Just gave them the important names down there and such. I was not a very well-known person. Yes, the second in command knew me well, and we were buddy-buddy. She liked me very well.
Second in command of the what?
The Orion and Cliff Watch.
So that's somebody that would know you on sight. What do they look like? Should we call you when we see them? Or where are they around? Do they usually stay in Cliff Watch, or should we look out for them when we get to the bigger cities, if we make it to any of the bigger cities?
This is when I actually pull up notes. Hold on. She's an interesting character. Oh god, hold on.
Maad
So
was just
the-
looking out the window. Just-
Kind of, the horses start to, slow down as you guys make your way as you pull in to the town of Oxford. And arrive in the stables.
Nice.
Hey, we have a map!
You do go.
The phrase.
Glad we have a map.
Firefly starts getting antsy.
Once it's a
Why is it
it's a map,
gridded? Exactly.
Shouldn't be gridded. It's not
Tree? Tree, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. You said you weren't feeling good. I was just making sure.
Just not feeling good, that's all.
Hugs.
Maad would get out and start or help them, especially unload the alcohol. Take it to the the house.
Yeah,
that we
it's,
need to
it's
stay
a
in.
tavern. It's pretty much a
Okay.
tavern with some rooms. It's just not a tavern that sees a ton of use because it's pretty
Okay.
much everyone that lives in town. But again, as the horses come up, the kids come running from the fields and looking.
Thomas
and-
squints at Roselynn.
Roselynn will sigh and just looks away. Gee. I am not. She'll just stay silent.
So
You kicked Thomas through a door.
you guys make your way up from the stables, Maad carrying a good amount of the ale, as you guys make your way towards the tavern, which will also provide your lodging for the night. Again, there's many smiles and happy faces around. Everyone but Illiyanna, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
And if you don't get a whisper from me, you obviously didn't roll high enough.
I tell the kids I'll get back to them later.
I'm missing one from Firefly. Oh, she wasn't
Oh.
here. Nope, you weren't there. That's why.
I was going to say.
My cat's meowing outside.
I didn't get one right, so.
You can roll one.
Oh no, it's because I'm not home right now. That's why.
Well, you're not gonna get one then.
Okay.
I think Josephine wants in.
Well, it's her house. Of course she does.
Continuing. So you make your way up. Some of you noticing things, some of you not. Picking things out of the very minute differences around. You just have it. You don't have proficiency with it. To answer that question, and you make your way in. Illiyanna, you've been here before. The tavern, as you know, the couple carriage drivers that were with you guys, are settling the horses into the kind of the traveler stables, and you guys make your way into the tavern, unless anyone is deviating from heading to the tavern, at least setting down your belongings and claiming a room.
I'm deviating.
Okay.
Roselynn will go straight up to her room and just close it.
Mm-hmm. Again, no locks in this establishment, but generally it's a very small town. There's not like there's a huge thieves guild here or something.
Antlyn's gonna go towards the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're kind of hiking back across the stables and towards the north end of the map.
Yep. Staying near the vegetation for now before I retire. Also gonna bleach those water skins if I have to.
Okay.
Breanne is going to go up to her room and let
Okay.
Illiyanna's gonna hang out at the bar, I guess.
Okay. So Illiyanna and Maad are at the bar. Thomas, we have yet to know where he's going. Antlyn is going towards the river, and the other two are in their rooms to themselves. So, I guess we'll start with Maad and Illiyanna.
Hand her an ale. So what do you think? I believe her for the most part.
Illiyanna would take the ale and nod. It seems like she wasn't trying to lie. She believed it, I think. If nothing else.
But as you say, I'm worried that she might disappear one day with half her stuff.
Yeah. I'd like to believe she wouldn't, but... Well, that's what the bad guys do in all the stories.
Well, at least you've got a copy of the poster. If she does try anything, turn her in.
Illiyanna blinks. I don't think they would accept it. It's not very good.
I don't mean to kill her, but to let it be known a little bit. Hopefully it'll never come to that.
Well, I hope not. Hopefully nobody finds it in my notes and decides, oh, that's a great way to turn her in. Because that would be bad. Don't want to get her in trouble.
No. No.
You okay where she attacked you?
Oh yeah, that pats me up quite a bit. I appreciate the concern.
Illiyanna, you had to roll me a medicine.
Okay. Huh.
You know that you've been traveling for at least a day. You've slept. Or yeah, you've got to sleep. You're traveling a day and you're not in great conditions. You have this inkling that you probably should check his wound.
Do you mind if I, just take a quick peek? See how it's healing?
Sure, I can do that. Here, or let's go off into one of the rooms.
Okay.
Don't want to if they come in.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Might put people off their food. Not that,
Put the ale. Go ahead.
No, you got what were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say put the ale down and start walking towards the room.
Alright, so as you guys make your way to whatever Maad or Illiyanna's room, doesn't matter too much at this point, as I don't think you guys have really claimed rooms yet. You make your way into one of the side rooms, carefully undoing the bandage. Illiyanna, you note some things about the wound that I'm going to whisper you some things and I'll describe.
Okay.
You note that there is like this white outline around where the cut is. Seems a little bit kind of raised, and there's some redness around. While on a first-hand basis, you are not. I've never treated something along these lines. You have read books, and note what this denotes. As I've given you the answer based on your medicine roll.
Oh.
Is everything okay? Look down. Start poking at it a little bit.
Don't do that.
It definitely pusses pretty quickly.
That's not good. What?
No.
Can you fix this?
I've read about something like this. I think it's infected. Can I?
You can give me another medicine check.
Let me see.
What extra knowledge you may have. And we do have a goblin named Yelp in our 24/7 game. Who runs around and rates things. He's good.
We do?
You realize, like, so to put it to you, there is no such thing as antibiotics, really. However, what you guys are carrying on the wagon is not exactly high enough alcohol content to, kind of flush out and sterilize the wound. Granted, it's going to be painful as hell. I mean, he was cut pretty good with a greatsword. You're going to need to find some liquor to kind of flush this out properly. Other than that, I mean, you can drain the pus and hope for the best, but if you're actually trying to stop it, you need to provide some sort of intervention.
Illiyanna will nod. She'll say, we're gonna need quite a bit amount of alcohol and liquor. You know where any is? Because we gotta try and get this clean. Well, that's fortunate. You think maybe they'd let us use it?
I'll get my ale. Start walking out. You can take the cup and bring it back. Will this do?
She looks to the ale.
You know it's, not gonna.
Oh. Stronger.
I could ask on the caravan, but I don't have anything like that on me. Even my stuff, I have the stuff to make it, but it wouldn't be fast. Can you at least patch me up again so that I'm not bleeding over my what's left of my cloak or shirt, armor.
Sure.
Just wrap it.
Yeah. As she's wrapping you back up, and she'll say, when we were fighting, it looked like there was some sort of effect around you.
You would start going white. What kind of... Could it have been this infection? Or this problem on me?
No, I don't think so. It would happen when you got hit by Roselynn, and it, just for a second, it looked like cold.
Take a deep breath. No secrets, right? How about I explain that when we're all back together? Actually, wait a minute. Roselynn doesn't like... Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, she hit you.
I thought I did it, but then she started muttering. How do I have some abilities, and I put them to use. I was able to surround myself with additional armor. No secrets. I can do what Roselynn calls witchcraft.
Oh. Like whatever made the body go away?
Nothing like that. I can do other things. Like armor. And this. And I do prestidigitation to make something appear and then disappear.
Illiyanna would look around. I assume we're like, I would imagine.
The door's closed. No one else is.
Okay. Nobody's out, like, there's a window, nobody's like peeping in the window or
No.
anything? Okay, cool. Illiyanna would move over and she would take a hand out and she would cast the spell too. Make pretty lights.
Wow. Wait a minute. Could that be what they were wanting you for?
I don't know. I came to learn more magic. I don't know if...
Learn?
Yeah, or just find out more about what's going on. I think I'm, do you mind if I know a spell I think would work to help with your wound? But I would need to touch it, and I wanted to make sure you were okay with that.
If it's going to help, then I do not mind.
Okay. You hear her muttering to herself, and she brings a hand up and she touches your wound and she casts the spell.
So her hand sort of almost illuminates with this crisp blue, like light around it. As the initial touch is painful, she is touching something that's infected. It quickly starts to go from like that sharp pain of an infected wound to just that dull, you cut yourself, but ow, I reopened the cut a little bit. And you see, as right before your eyes, witnessing restorative magic for the very first time, Maad. You watch that as the skin sort of just kind of flattens back down, the redness completely goes away, and the pus just seems to dissipate.
That's incredible. I cannot do anything like that. How? This is what you went to. Who was going to teach you?
The elder. Not teach me, I was learning. Seeing what he knew.
And he was killed by the Black as well.
Yeah. He wasn't like me. He was different as far as I could tell. I don't think you're like me either. You might be. I'm good at making sure people can stay up in a pinch.
Is that what happened to Roselynn?
No, she's tough on her own. I started to, but she came back on her own.
But you can do something like that to us.
Illiyanna would nod. If it comes to it, I can try. I haven't had to use it much in battle, but it's really good for clearing up paper cuts.
So, we transition to Mr. Thomas.
All right.
Where are you headed as this interaction is taking place?
He's gonna head.
In the car.
He's heading into town, taking a car apparently. Yelling at him to slow down. And he's going to head to his friend Frankie's house.
Okay. So you make your way down to the southern end of the town. Kind of the town proper, and then you have the outlying farms. Similar to your family farm, which is one of the closer farms to like the center of this town. But still, you have multiple outlying farms.
Right.
You kind of make your way to Frankie's house. And there's the door is shut. The sun is almost set fully. There does seem to be a fire going in the fireplace. Some light coming from what looks to be candles on the inside.
Okay. Thomas is going to knock on the door. Honey, I'm home!
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Perception. Okay.
You hear a very feminine sigh as the footsteps get close to the door and the door cracks open. Where's my husband? Did you see Bessie standing for you?
You're right. Thomas looks at him and goes, you don't need to worry about him. Let's worry about you and me. How's it going, Bessie?
He snuck off with you this time, didn't he?
No. Has he been doing that lately?
He hasn't been home since you left. I figured he decided to finally do what he's been saying forever and go out on one of these caravans for once. Seeing that you'd be returning, it's a short trip. Even shorter.
Going with a short trip, huh? Alright. God.
Dear, if I wanted to make fun of your size, I would be like the rest of the town.
Yeah, got a point. Anyways, no, I haven't seen him. That's kind of odd. He, hadn't said anything about leaving.
There hasn't been a caravan since.
Thomas
She looks visibly worried at this point. She really thought you can kind of tell without rolling insight. You grew up with Bessie and Frankie, so reading them is second nature to you. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Really thought she finally, he probably every time you came by and visited, he's like, one of these days I'm gonna go out with him. I'm gonna see the world, or just that next town over. But I'm gonna do it.
One of the two. Yeah.
Probably every time you visited, that's probably the day that you've left. That's all he's talked about. So she figured he probably finally did it. Probably there's a little bit of her that's proud of him, but now it's just been replaced with visible worry.
Okay. Thomas is going to look at her and go, hey. Come on. I'm sure he's fine. I'm pretty sure he probably got drunk again and, sleeping it off at the tavern.
Well, then please send him home.
Thomas nods. He goes, where is everybody, by the way?
Hard work. I mean, there hasn't been a caravan, so, as this time, it's busy. We don't see everyone every day. Those we work with. And I haven't really been able to leave much with, Frankie not being around.
Thomas nods. Need me to stay here and keep you company? He winks at her.
If Frankie is just drunk at the tavern, would you like to deal with him?
Throw some water at him. Maybe punch him a little bit. Just a little. That's a short joke too.
She nods. Yes. Just like, because my name is Bessie, you make all of the cow jokes.
Thomas looks, mock offended. I don't know what you're talking about, madam. What? And he'll look behind him. What's that, Mom? Yeah, I'll be right home. Sorry, I gotta go.
She looks to the very, edge of her vision, just being able to see the outline of your the fence. Yes, I'm sure that was your mom calling. Run along home, Mama's boy. And she closes the door.
Thomas goes, I'll show her Mama's boy. And he heads towards the farm.
Okay. So, running through things, are you stopping at the tavern or are you just going straight by?
I'll stop at the tavern to see if Frankie's there.
Okay. So as you kind of enter the tavern, we'll go over to see what Antlyn's doing outside, because everyone else will be at the tavern at that point.
Right.
So Antlyn, you're down by the river. You're in a cabin down by the river.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's your purpose there, other than filling water skins? Is there any? Spards.
Yeah, sorry about that. Really, he came out here because he is a ranger, And he's gonna check on his wound and clean it with water.
Okay. So you you slowly start to unwrap your wound. As you see, still oozing a little bit of blood because I believe you had the lowest roll out of everyone.
Nat 20, I think.
Oh no, you're not 20. Your wound's fine. You're the one that nat 20. Nat 20 on you. Yeah, it seems to be completely fine.
No redness or anything?
Nope.
No sickness?
Nope.
Okay. He's gonna toss the rag away.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just gonna clean off the dried blood.
Yeah. Gotta wash the dried blood off, and seems to be fine.
Yeah, keeping an eye around him, because what time of day is it right now?
It's like late evening, sun setting. The light is quickly leaving your vision. Not that it affects you, but
Okay,
you
I kind of want to like, because the northern section is where we came from, right?
You came from the north, yes.
All right, I want to, like, while I'm cleaning, I want to look around and see if I can notice anything from the direction that we came from.
Yeah, so you look out across the road. You don't see the signs of any travelers. Not that you really expect to at this time of night. The fact that the others were traveling at night was a real oddity to you. Yeah, but why don't you go ahead and give me a survival check?
Survival? I'm good at these, kinda.
As you look around, there's tracks. There's been wildlife through here. But you come across something, as you're looking and seeing what's been around, and you come across like a humanoid-sized, okay, just put this in perspective for you, like a humanoid-sized kind of footprint that's odd. It's something you've never seen before.
Huh. If I walk over to it and look at it, does it look to have like, is it like a shoe print or is it like an actual
It
footprint?
looks more bestial.
Can I roll something to see if I've ever come across this type of creature or seen this similar tracks?
You can. It'd be your choice of what you're going to roll.
Nature?
You can roll nature.
Alright.
It's not sticking out to you.
Which direction is it coming from? Or where is it going towards?
It seemed the tracks that you found, which are only one set, seem to be going from the east towards the west, into the forest and a bit north.
Okay, so
But you kind of lose them in and around the water. You see them like in the mud on the bank. That's where you would have spotted them with your roll, and then like through the water you lost them. Seems they were chasing like a deer or something, to your best of your knowledge.
He quickly scrubs off more of the blood and then starts heading back.
Okay. So you make your way back towards the tavern.
Yes.
So Thomas, about this point, I think Maad and Illiyanna were coming out of the room. Probably, I'll say that they're already in the general room at this point. As you kind of open the door and they're sitting back, with their ales, as you walk in.
Hey, Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
Maad! Illy!
Illy?
She blinks.
Okay.
My name's Illiyanna.
Oh, did I not say it all?
She shakes her head.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Y'all seen Frankie around?
What's a Frankie?
I haven't seen him since we got here. Since before we got here, at least.
Huh. It's kind of odd. He hadn't been back home since I left. Or we left. Somebody left.
I heard him joking that he was going to follow us with us. Did he jump in one of the caravans and hiding out?
I haven't seen him.
I didn't see anybody. Illiyanna would look around the tavern. What does Frankie look like, Thomas?
He's about, so tall. He, has hair. Pretty much drunk all the time. He was here, I know you weren't here. He was really one of the ones who've been nice to me in this town. To tell you the truth.
Illiyanna blinks again.
Okay, let's try this again. Frankie! Frankie!
There's no response.
He looks around at some of the people and, is there anybody else in here? Or?
No, no one has really come in yet. People are just getting out of the fields.
Okay. I have really no clue where he is then. It's kind of weird.
If he did follow us, then maybe he's back in the caravan?
That's what I was about to go check. I also needed to talk to you. Yeah, if you want. I also need to talk to y'all about some things that's been kind of weird going around here.
To glance towards Illiyanna and then back to Thomas.
Thomas leans him closer. Motions him closer to him.
Okay, lean in.
Closer.
Illiyanna leans in.
Closer.
Illiyanna bends down and leans in.
Closer.
Illiyanna looks, glances to Maad.
I'm short.
Leans down, gives the ear right to his face.
Leans in.
Does she do the same thing?
Yeah.
Thomas kisses her on the cheek. Alright. Now that that's over with.
He darts
Stand up
back.
laughing.
Oh.
She darts back
Apparently,
and
now let's get serious. Apparently some weird. I know most of them are in the field, but Frankie isn't one of those going missing. Apparently, I'm going to join them one day. He kept on saying, but I haven't seen him. But it's also weird because he, gave me a letter before we left, and basically it says, that there's been cattle that's been found dead on the outskirts of town, and a lot of them are from my parents' farm.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned you were from here. Is your parents' farm near the edge of town?
It's near the outskirts. It's fairly good size little farm. It's near the north of town.
Did you say missing or found dead?
Killed.
The door swings open as Antlyn returns.
Auntie! I missed you! He runs up and tries to jump into his arms.
Illiyanna chuckles.
Everyone waits for Sparks.
Yeah, sorry. He doesn't catch you. He simply sidesteps.
Thomas basically just does a body dive and the crowd parts. So
Illiyanna winces.
There's a nice thud as he hits the ground.
Well, at least you didn't go through the door this time.
Yep, now I've got lost as the walls and the ceilings, and I've hit every part of the house.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to catch you. And he points to his wound that's open, while I'm somewhat wounded still.
Thomas nods and gets up, just holding his stomach, kind of.
So, does anyone know where we can get fresh wraps or cloth or something to make sure these wounds don't open?
Thomas looks around. Yeah, does anybody live in this town? Oh, wait. Hey, how's it going?
Illiyanna giggles in spite of herself.
Has anyone else checked on Roselynn since the battle?
No, the children all went home and hid.
She went into a room in the back.
Antlyn looks like he's thinking of something, but stays quiet and just chuckles to himself.
So, we're gonna go check on the caravan to try to find my friend Frankie. Remember him?
I do, from what you were telling me.
No, not you, Auntie.
Oh, sorry.
Auntie N! Auntie N!
The last time I remember, weren't you taking him home the last time we saw each other?
Yep, and apparently he's gone missing. So we need to go find him. Come on, we're gonna go check out the caravan. We'll just see if he got on another wagon or things like that.
Make sure that Roselyn's ready to go in case she might need to lift his drunken body up.
Yeah, because let's all let the children live in fear and stuff.
Between the four of us, we should be able to pick them up. Sorry, Illiyanna.
3.5.
You're still
You
a
count
person.
as 4.
That's true. Math was never my strong suit.
I don't.
See, watch this. Watch this. Ask me what 2 plus 2 is.
What's 2 plus 2?
I have no clue.
Maad just shakes his head.
Illiyanna chuckle.
So we have.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Follow Thomas to the caravan.
The Wii. He looks at Illiyanna. Can you carry me?
Okay.
Okay. Hops up in her arms.
Catches you.
Onward. Points.
Moves you to her shoulder.
Ooh. Strong with the force you are.
What?
Nothing. That way.
Okay. Let me know if you're gonna fall, okay?
Is Roselynn in the room?
No.
Yeah, she went up to her room. So did Bellamy. Bear.
He nods and looks up the stairs real
I
quick.
think it's Breanne, not Bellamy. We're not supposed to talk about her.
Is that just one story?
There is one story. Yeah, it's a single story.
And the only chance I'll follow Illiyanna is for you. He rests his head on her shoulder.
Blinks. And looks to you. That's really sweet. She writes that down on a slip of paper. That would make a good line in a story.
Well, if you need our aid, let's go find your friend.
So, where are you guys going immediately? What is the first? Are you exiting, or are you going to one of the rooms?
Illiyanna would like to run up to their rooms and slip a note under their door to tell them that where we were going, if that way.
That's possible.
Okay.
So each of you get a note under your doors. And the rest of you are all heading to Thomas's family farm?
We were going to head to where the caravans were being stored.
Okay. So, you three exit. There is a note slipped under each of your doors. Are either of you getting up and going with them?
Yeah. Breanne.
Okay. Breanne comes kind of rushing down and joins with you. Roselynn? Are you joining them? They left Illiyanna slid a note underneath your door.
Yeah, she'll stop checking her own wounds and she'll go.
Okay. So you are joined as you are ready to exit, waiting on Illiyanna, pretty quickly by the other two members of your party.
Illiyanna will smile. She has a halfling like a parrot on her shoulder.
Crackers!
Roselynn will raise an eye.
How do you raise the entire eye? That is impressive.
An eyebrow.
You're like...
So, the group exits out, making their way down towards the stables. The stables are currently closed. The doors are closed. You can see the horses kind of out in the fenced-in area, just grazing.
Okay. Marcus will... Marcus. God! Thomas. Hey, Sev usually does this, so it's my job.
It's not all about Marcus, okay?
It is now, buddy. Just feed Silvervine. Alright. Whatever side that Breanne's on, Thomas will purposely shift to the other shoulder on Illiyanna.
That tickles. What are you doing?
Moving.
Why? Don't fall.
Comfort.
Oh,
I'm not gonna fall.
okay.
Alright? So.
It's closed, right?
Yeah, it's kind of late. Do you know where any...
I mean, it's not locked. It's not
yeah.
locked.
Do you know where any of the caravan, where the caravan runners are or anything like that? Did y'all see where they went? Because I didn't,
Would I have seen where they went, Sev, when I went to the river?
Last you saw that they were inside tending to the horses.
Illiyanna looks to Roselynn and Barrett. I will get your character's name, Bree. Barrett.
Breanne.
Breanne. And she's like, how are you guys feeling after the fight?
Aching, but my wounds are not in bad condition.
Sirs, if you're looking, I don't. Hers are definitely visible, based overall on her, and how much damage she took. Nothing. The ones that you can see seem completely fine. I mean,
okay.
She's still probably not feeling her best because she did nearly die.
I'll live.
You sure you don't want us to take care of that? There is a river that we could wash the wounds. That's what I did earlier.
That might be a really good
Breanne
idea.
will look at Illiyanna, grin, and say, I feel fine. It's like I wasn't even there.
Thumbs up. Good. I'm glad you're okay.
I guess it is a good idea to wash my wounds. Wouldn't want
And we
them
can
to
deal
get
with
infected.
that. And we can deal with that in a short bit of time. But Thomas, yes, the last time I saw the caravan drivers, they were inside tending to the horses. Past that,
By the door.
I'm not sure where they are.
Hey. Thomas is going to look at Maad. Hey. That's not how you do it.
Okay,
He goes
show
up-
me.
He goes up to the stable door and knocks on it. Candygram!
There's No immediate response.
Paladin Scout cookies.
Is it locked? I tried to.
No,
Open
there's no locks. Kind of just pull the door open.
Is there anybody inside?
So as you open the door, you see someone that's like making their way towards it, being one of the caravan drivers.
Got a question for you.
Sure.
When we left, did anybody else jump with us?
Not that we are aware of. Should we be looking for someone?
Possibly. One of the people who appeared on us, disappeared on them when we left, and we were wondering if he hitched a ride.
Yeah, shakes his head. You guys were all we had, and we left with one extra. The half-elven lady that you guys came backing off with.
Alright, thanks.
Nods. Kind of walks back. They have a little table set up with they got cards and like a little like candlelight. They kind of just sitting there playing.
My name's Illiyanna. What's your name?
Looks back. Why don't you ask your friends there? Sits down.
What's
their
his name?
None of you asked. Until now.
What's your friend's name?
It's Ransford, and I'm Janik. I will have them.
Typed it.
I'm already on it.
Thank you. Do you guys live around here? Are you from one of the bigger cities or what?
No, Ransford kind of looks over. I'm from the next kind of small town over.
How many South Acres is that?
Not a South Acre. And then
No. Remember, there's some ale in the tavern when you want it.
they tap a keg that they kept behind.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And the other one says, I am friendly. Look at where it is. I'm from Goldenfall. Janik says.
Goldenfall?
Nods.
Where's that? She pulls out a map. Scribble here.
This isn't finding us, Frankie.
It might.
Knowing where he's from?
You have loose parchment with you. He
Yes.
grabs another one and takes your handwritten map and looks and goes, and then puts an X way off your map. Down there.
Ooh.
Roselynn, you'd be generally familiar with Goldenfall. It's not too
Yeah.
far from the...
From Cliffwatch? Or is it like, isn't that one the...
It's within the kingdom. It's just on the other side of Wild Shell. It's a lot more western than Cliffwatch, but you are familiar with it. It's southwest of Lake Elm.
Yeah, I sort of... Yeah, I think I have an idea of where it is.
Alan looks to Illiyanna, kind of oddly. You have a map.
Yeah, don't you?
He pulls out like a hand scribbled map of most of the area from where he's from and where he's been.
You guys look at both of your maps, which were both purchased, and there's a number of inaccuracies between the two of them, just to cross each other. You have things in different locations, different distances.
Hey, yours has one where it says it's a river over here. That's not a river. That's where the road goes. At least on mine.
On mine, it shows the river. The road is apparently above the river, but we're in Oxford now. That's...
Maad? Thomas? Roselynn, do you guys have maps?
I believe I do not.
I go where the road takes me.
Everyone here has a map.
I have a map.
I literally gave you all your own map.
Oh, look, I have a map.
Can I see?
She'll
Show it.
Show him.
You lay them all down on the table, all of you purchasing them at one point or another, and none of them are even, they have very few similarities. Like, the places are in generally the right area, but, like, the details are horrendous.
Roselynn frowns. This is useless.
No.
What?
It's
It
not
generally shows us where we need to go, but... When did you purchase
I can
yours?
point out.
Maybe it was by the different cartographers that made it? They remembered it differently or something?
Possibly so.
I don't think it's useless. I can point out, and he starts like pointing to some spots in the forest near the mountain. I can show you some spots where some good wild berries are.
She marks this on her map.
Well, for now, you wanted to show us the river?
Well, the river is to clean her wounds. I'm not sure about your wounds, if we need to clean off the blood also.
It would be a good thing.
He nods, but looks back to Thomas, and then takes his map and puts it back on him, and says, "But before we do that, I think we should really find his friend, if he has been gone this long."
Especially if you didn't come with us.
I've been next to the river. I did not see anything. Actually, I saw what looked like some odd predator tracks, but I couldn't tell what type of animal it came from.
Thomas looks between Maad and Illiyanna. Predators, huh?
Looks back to Thomas.
Well, this creature, it came from the east to west and disappeared in the water, so I'm not sure where it went and what and how long ago it was.
Maybe we should check out the forest.
It's
The
like getting
forest?
dark, right?
Yeah, it's probably very little to, if any, light out at this point.
Alan kind of tilts his head and looks at her and says, "Can you see in the dark, especially in the forest, this late at night?"
Roselynn kind of like blinks and frowns and shakes her head. No. I was sorry.
Neither can I.
Illiyanna waves. I can. Kinda.
Like,
Thomas.
Thank you, Ransford. Thank you, Janik, for talking with us. If you see Frankie, can you tell him that we were looking for him? Or somebody that they hear call Frankie, I guess.
Sure. That's the
Thank
drunk
you.
one, right? Janik says.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Ransford, got a question. What are you going to do with those 3 queens?
He sighs heavily. And says, "Maybe leave before you're ready." And he folds.
That poor guy only had. As we walk away, that is not for them to hear.
Thomas.
Alan stands still and he looks to him and says, "How much was the pull?"
The entire trip. In money.
He walks over and places down 5 silver, and then walks out.
Immediately a hand is drawn. By both of them. They're playing over your 5 silver.
Alright, let's go find this guy.
We're not going to be able to look very well in the dark, though.
But we can check the Didn't
Thomas.
you check the caravan?
Uh-huh.
What has been happening around this place? Is it just Frankie that has disappeared?
While they're talking,
No. All the children are safe. If that's what you're wondering.
Is there anyone from the fields walking back in that's out visibly open right now?
But at this point, with you guys traveling and going that way, they're pretty much people have already made it back out of the fields.
So they would be at the tavern.
Some people are in the tavern, some people are probably at their homes, based on what you can see from the lights and chimneys and stuff like that.
All right.
From where you are. Because you're technically
can go-
outside of town.
Thomas looks at him. We can go to my house, find out what's going on there.
Sounds like a plan.
You could see your family. Illiyanna.
Sure can.
And then
Looks
we
at
can also,
looks at Breanne. You don't go in.
Why?
He looks at her clothing.
Not
Really?
with her.
He doesn't know that.
She's not even here.
Uh-huh.
Where would she be then?
In my room.
Okay.
my thing is, if we want to find your friends, I think all of our eyes and ears should be available. She is out here trying to look for your friend, also. Thomas?
Thomas thinks. I don't want her help.
She shared her secret with us.
Thomas just sits there.
Well, let's do something before it gets completely dark, because I'm having trouble seeing.
Maybe we should look around the town.
We can always, if you don't want
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's pick somebody. Eeny, meeny, miny, you. He picks Breanne.
I don't think we should split up either.
If we're not going to your mother's house, then why not go back to the tavern and simply ask one of the field workers, see if they've seen him in the few days.
Okay. I need to go see my parents.
Let's go.
I think it would be easier for you to talk to some of the field workers also, since you are from here. I'm not sure how well your town feels about new people, and how well they're willing to give out information, if any.
They are friendly folk, though.
Agreed, but even friendly folk have their own secrets.
Maad would look around at everybody and say, yes, yes, they do.
He just smirks.
Alright, let's start walking towards, or following Illiyanna, carrying Thomas towards the family home.
So, Breanne, are you following them, or are you... What is Breanne doing here?
We're all following him.
What is Breanne doing here, though?
Sorry.
I get that everyone else is following at this point.
Breanne is insulted. So she's gonna go back to the tavern.
Okay. As most of the group makes their way towards the Stoneheart family farm, Breanne takes a moment, reflecting upon Thomas's words, and heads towards the tavern.
Antlyn's actually going to follow her.
Okay. Antlyn follows with Breanne. Everyone else continuing towards the family farm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Far as I know.
the group, the party has been split.
Yep.
So, since they'll arrive at the tavern first before you guys would arrive at the family farm, we'll kind of do their little thing first. So, Antlyn and Breanne, is there any conversations happening on the way home back to the tavern?
He just looks to her. She's still cloaked. Like, what is her
Yeah.
attire right now?
I mean, she would still be cloaked. She doesn't want it to seem suspicious that she's hiding anything whenever Bellarmine is under her cloak.
That's
Like-
a really nice detail of OC. I like that. Sorry.
So it's not like a perverted trench cloak, right? It's
No,
just like
just a little bit bigger than
Okay.
your
Yeah.
size needs.
bigger than mine because mine's half cut off. Anyways,
Yeah.
he just looks to her and says, "You know we're going to be in this together, right?"
Apparently, he doesn't want that.
No, he seems afraid. But I'm quite curious to see what your friend can help us do. I've never been out past the mountains, and personally, and he looks to her, I don't know if she looks back, but when you've mentioned the tribes, I've actually been studying them for years, watching their patterns and seeing their numbers disappear after every so often. And I've always wondered what is out there. And since you and Maad have come into our lives, I should say, it's brought a new meaning to what this world is. How much more there is out there. Much more sites I can go visit and go see.
There's stuff out there that even I've never seen.
I'm sure, and I'm sure it's the same for all of us, but if we're being hunted, and I know the feeling of hunting and being hunted quite well. Escaping giants from the mountainsides, hunting deer for game to survive. If anything that's taught me anything, and especially with my father, whenever we go hunt, numbers means a lot. And despite his words, I'm sure he has his own good intentions. I think we should still stick together and fight through this.
She has done nothing to him. And yet he treats her like a common enemy.
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen such a creature. And he kind of whispers in a low tone, looking around to see if anyone's looking.
Not really.
Yeah, he just looks around just for caution and says, a dragon. Is what you call it, right?
Yes.
That is something I've not yet to see. It's both scary, yet interesting. But his tail.
She's the second that I've seen in the military.
There's two?
There's many more out there. But I have only seen two.
Well, let's find his friend first. And whatever comes ahead of us, we'll have to deal with it on our own.
She's my best friend, Antlyn.
Alright.
The two of you arrive at the tavern. Opening the door, there's quite a few villagers in there, seemingly having a pretty good time. Maad, without the bartender there, they're having at it, man.
Okay.
But, you know, it's all generally good fun. They welcome the two of you with open arms and cheers.
Yeah, Breanne doesn't drink. She'll drink water.
Alan would drink a little bit, but not enough to drink the entire mug.
Correct.
He'll
He's nursing a single drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, understood.
He's just gonna look around and look to Breanne, then walk up to one of the patrons and just ask him, so, how long have all of you, or any of you, known Thomas?
One of the younger human males goes, ever since he came only halfway into life. And, you know, a couple of them laugh.
That's a good one. Have any of you guys seen his the really drunk friend he always makes fun
Frankie?
of?
No. Frank's probably working, or who knows, drunk somewhere.
You haven't seen him at all?
No. I mean, maybe he finally lost his sense of smell, because there's ale about and he ain't here.
And then I just have one more question. Have any of you guys seen anything strange? I saw some odd prints, but they weren't coming towards the town. They were more outside of the city.
One guy in the absolute corner raises his hand. His eyes completely shut. Just raises his hand. Almost knocked over his beer.
Okay.
He motions you over. Yeah, they don't believe me. They got really drunk. I might be.
He motions over and places his Antlyn's half drink for him to finish. Oh? What do they not believe you with?
See, I got drunk after I saw it. But they think I was drunk when I saw it. Hi, you know what a cat is, right? Eyes still completely closed. He's that drunk right now.
Alan kind of moves his hand in front of him for a second, and then pats him on the back and says, yes, I know what a cat is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that size. It's even got the tail. But imagine it's got these... You know what a bat is, right?
A bat?
A bat, yes. You would know what a bat is. Yeah, it's got wings, so put that on its back. Instead of like a cat head, it's got the head like of a lizard. Do you know what a lizard is?
Yes, I know what a lizard is.
It's got scales to the whole thing. And it's the color of money. He pulls out a copper piece, not our cheap money. The noble money. That pretty stuff. This guy's probably never seen a gold in his life. But that's what he's talking about.
Atlyn pulls out a gold piece. You mean this?
He do what I kind of creeped. It's that color. And it could talk.
Can I? I want to answer.
Roll an insight.
See if he's. I guess if this is his truth.
Well, you don't know the difference between his truth is his truth.
Yeah. I wanna roll an insight if he's actually telling me the truth that he saw this thing. Oh.
I mean, he's drunk, so he's hard to read.
Okay.
You don't know where the booze starts and ends, in his words.
So you're saying
Breanne is going to immediately run up to her room.
he, and then looks back to the drunk and says, "So you said it has like bat?
Watch out
like,
for the cat back, Gizzard!" He shouts out to her as she runs away.
I'll be okay.
See, she doesn't believe me.
Where did you see it?
I was stumbling through her rooms, and it shrieked. And I ran, and then he motions to like underneath the table. I drank a lot of that. There's a keg underneath.
I look underneath the table.
There's a keg. He's been polishing it off pretty well.
Was this today?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't yesterday. And it sure as hell's not tomorrow. Because we didn't have booze yesterday, and we don't have booze tomorrow. We have booze today.
Can I make a nature check to see if I understand what how this beast is talking about?
Sure.
Have I ever seen anything like that? That doesn't sound natural.
You're just like, I got nothing.
Okay, well, he writes down the description he gave. So you can tell me about this thing that you saw.
Yeah, he gives you the description again.
Okay. Thank you for the information. Here, I have some more drink on me. And he places down the gold piece that he had and gives it to him.
He looks at it and just goes, I'm rich now. Puts it away.
And then just smirks and laughs a bit and says, "Well, if what you say is what you saw, I would want as much ale also."
You probably just paid him like 2 years' wages. Easy.
You're welcome.
So Antlyn kind of makes his way, and the rest of you arrive at the Stoneheart family farm. Just outside. It's a quaint little building.
Is there a fire burning?
There's a short driveway.
Of course there is.
A miniature barn with miniature ponies. There is a
Let me guess. Hold on. Just out of curiosity, is it a little house on the prairie?
It's not really
God.
on the prairie. But,
Okay.
you know, there's a little fire going.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a short stack of smoke.
Okay. And for breakfast, are we going to have a short stack of pancakes, too?
Of course.
Gosh.
I know
Of
exactly
course.
where you went, Tree.
It's not
Um,
Cracker Barrel pancakes either.
Thank God. All right.
Okay,
So-
why'd you fire Bill's wife or whatever? Wasn't that trending with Cracker Barrel for a while?
Yes. Yeah.
Maad with the others that disappeared.
Looking for what?
Thomas.
Looking for Breanne and
Oh, you saw them when you kind of caught them glimpsing and turning when you guys set off on the path.
oh, okay.
I guess they didn't
As,
want to go.
as we're going, as we're walking, Thomas is like, oh, stick together. Oh, we don't need to be separated. It's this way.
Are you excited to show us your little family?
Are you excited to meet my little family?
Yeah.
Thomas looks
Roselynn
at
shrugs.
Thomas looks at Roselynn and goes, "There's no kids over there, so don't get too excited."
Roselynn narrows her eyes.
Can't see it, so let's keep on walking.
Actually, can any of y'all see in the dark?
It's now dark, by the way.
Nope.
Oh God.
You're on by starlight and moon. You know, the moon kind of illuminating a bit.
Roselyn's a human. She cannot see in the dark.
Illiyanna, wait. She puts a hand on Maad's shoulder and a hand on Roselyn's shoulder. Thomas,
Hmm? Who said that?
mirror the way. I'm probably literally right in your ear.
You are.
If you're still on my shoulder.
You are.
Okay. So she says it kind of quieter, so she doesn't deafen you. If you give me directions, I can see. I'm gonna just.
You can see the house from where you are.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I think.
Yonder.
Okay. If you guys don't mind. It's this way.
No.
And it starts pulling on you both, leading you. It's a sudden as you guys make your way towards the smaller than it's built for that so that you guys can stand in it, but everything is kind of more fashioned towards the size of a halfling.
Thomas looks at Illiyanna. Let me down for a minute.
Okay. She takes a hand off Roselynn and sets you down.
Thomas goes up to the door and knocks. Mom, I have laundry.
You hear kind of pans and stuff moving, and before you hear tiny footsteps, and the door opens, and you see a much older halfling female standing there, and immediately just, "Oh, Thomas!" and just grabs both of his cheeks and pinches them. "Where's your laundry?" And she's moving you around by your cheeks.
Well, a bag is right there, and he'll motion towards Roselynn.
Excuse me.
She lets go of the cheeks and slowly walks up towards you, Roselynn, standing no higher than your knees, and motions you slowly down.
Roselynn will lean.
And she looks, small eyes, probably at this point in her life, vision is starting to fade slightly as, she's trying to get a really good look on you. There's white streaks in her hair. She looks down and big toothy smile at you and just wraps both hands around your neck and says, and looks over to Thomas. "You always told me you'd win the heart of a full-size lady," and just immediately just hugs you. "Welcome home, honey." And just grabs you by the hand and starts pulling you inside.
Yeah. Mom, she's a very nice lady. She has a child's heart.
"Oh, you have my children too. Greatest day of my life." It just pulls you in.
Roselyn's too stunned to speak.
Thomas looks at the other two. "You want to come in?"
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Mom, can I bring my friends in? I was just kidding. Her gonna bring them in anyways.
"You have friends? What? This day keeps getting better. It's not Frankie." Just, Roselynn, you were immediately put it out of the table. The chair's kind of a little bit small for you, but well-built furniture. So you don't have to worry about it breaking. Immediately just, "Oh my, you need to tell me everything about you, dear. Oh, it's not every day you get to meet your daughter-in-law."
Real quick, while this is going on, Thomas is showing him around showing the other two around the house. He's showing him his trophy wall, which is just a whole bunch of honorable mentions. Participation points.
Medieval honorable mentions, yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know halfling tossing was a thing.
Yeah, best halfling to be tossed. Oxford, 214.
This I got for the kickball tournament.
Oh.
It says on the trophy, best kickball.
Oh no.
Best kickball.
Well, look, that's very good. I see you were very active.
Oh, he played once the kids found out how to play with Thomas. He always would say, "I'm going off to play." He used to say, "Going off to get hit," but he meant play. You know, boys.
Yeah. I always like to play rough, don't they?
Oh, especially with Thomas.
Wasn't too bad, Mom. They wrapped me up in it. Right hand red, left foot blue. It was a gang to them.
What?
Nothing.
That was both in character and out of character. No idea what you said.
In character, wrapped him up in a twister mat and punched him.
Red, get punch and kick because you had the colors on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got his
no.
joke.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
I don't think that's how that game was supposed to be played.
They played it, except for Frankie. Frankie Nipsey.
Well, good. Frankie read the rules, it sounds like.
I don't know if Frankie can read, to tell you the truth.
So
I don't know how he walks and chews at the same time.
back in the main room, with there's already pots and pans going on. She goes, "Well, I mean, I don't mean this negatively, dear, but you're probably not going to be able to fit in our dress. But we can make you your very own dress." Yes, exactly. These hands still have a dress left in them.
Mm.
And she pulls out this halfling-sized wedding dress. It's poofy and everything.
Ma'am.
Oh, you can call me Mother. It's fine. Look at you, manners and everything.
I hate to break it to you, but I believe I have no. Thomas and I are not together and what so. Anyway, we're just.
She looks at you and smiles. "Oh, Thomas, she has your humor." Shouting across the house.
No.
Telling lies. Oh, you were just perfect.
Roselyn's face turns a little red. No, you don't. Thomas and I were just acquaintances.
And then you fell in love. Oh, it's like one of those bard tales. Every now and then they come through. Stories of true love. Love at first sight. It's amazing. And she's all around the kitchen. She's cooking up everything.
At this point, Roselynn regrets everything. Anyways, have you ever noticed anything suspicious going around this town?
Well, yes. You were here, and you must have gotten cold feet because I saw you before. But you didn't come and tell me you were marrying my son, and that's very suspicious to me. And she just continues to cook.
No, I am not. I am not marrying your son.
You already got Thomas, you didn't invite me to the wedding.
No.
You did. Do you not like me? It's because I'm short.
No.
I can still be a great mother to you. She's crying at this point. At this point, I think the rest of you guys walk in as Thomas has finished his short tour.
A little tour. Yeah.
What?
Walk in. What would you do to my mother?
You were married without us? Your father didn't even invite us?
You're married.
They didn't invite you either? And you're traveling with them.
That would explain why they fight so much.
Exactly.
Oh my lord. Well, congratulations.
And you didn't even give her the ring, Thomas. You just kind of see her move over and grab a ring and walks right up to you. Looks you dead in the eyes, Thomas. This was Granny Irma's ring and you didn't even give it to her.
Oh, I just got back. What? What just happened?
Thomas's mother walked up to him, pulled out a box, was all upset that he didn't even give you Granny Irma's ring.
Granny Irma. Aww.
Oh, it hurts, doesn't it?
Wait, what?
Nothing. Never mind. Thomas takes the ring and he goes, well, we didn't really have time. It was kind of,
Well, then go give it to her right now. I raised you better and slaps you upside the head.
Hey, the hair.
She looks
Watch
at
the
you
hair.
and says, your wife deserves Granny Irma's ring. It's a stone heart heirloom.
I'm not. Excuse. I'm not his wife. We're just acquaintances.
See how she talks to me, Mom?
I'm sure you talk to her just as the kind. Looks at you. Motherly look at you. She's a fine young lady and going to provide me many grandchildren. You better respect her.
Can halflings even...
Yes, we can. How dare you?
Want to go upstairs and find out?
Okay. No.
In the family home? How She looks and goes, that's it? Everyone out, but those two. They are married and have not consummated the... How dare both of you? They're a good tradition you're spitting upon. And she starts pushing Illiyanna and Maad out.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you at the tavern later.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask about Frankie.
We'll let you know if we find anything. Oh! Well...
That's my mother! God!
Alright, Thomas, we'll see you in about 5 minutes.
We'll ask on the way then.
Yes. If he's anything like his father.
Okay.
We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Oh my god. Roselynn just sighs and then looks and glares at Thomas. Why did you do that?
Thomas looks at her. He goes and sits at the table across from her. Because now we can talk.
Talk about what?
You're not telling us something.
What do you mean?
He crosses his legs and sits there. First of all, do you even know why I did that?
Why did you do that, Thomas?
Because if I did that, then I guarantee you my mother will keep an eye on you. She's going to look. She's going to make sure you're not out of her sight. You've abandoned 2 groups. Well, 1. You're starting to feel the same way about another. And then you have...
Do you think I would abandon the Foxfields?
Did you ever think you would abandon the Orions? In your wildest dreams when you were part of them, did you ever believe?
I was blinded by their tyranny.
And do you think the Foxfields are much better?
We all have.
They're still a noble house. They still spit on those who are beneath them. All
And
of them, indeed.
do you know who the Foxfields are? They help out the common folk. They wouldn't hurt them like the Orions do. They don't even ask for money like the Orions ask of the common folk. Yes, maybe a little bit has to do with looking good in front of the other nobles, but they are much better than the Orions. In fact, they are far superior than the Orions.
In your opinion.
I've lived with the Orions, and I've lived with the Foxfields.
I'm reading what you're putting in DM, Seb. I hate you so much.
Sorry, I had to.
Okay. Thomas looks at her. Said, however, you're not the biggest of my worries right now.
It would be obvious. Your friend has disappeared.
Talking more about the dragon.
Yes, it is odd that there's a creature of myth just suddenly appeared right before our eyes. There's always strange things in this world. Witchcraft and other
Did you not hear
sorts.
what I said?
What?
About end of the world?
Yes.
Think about
But has
all the bad things that have been happening. When did they start happening?
They started happening
Go ahead.
when the dragon came around.
Thomas nods.
I've already had bad things happen in my life. I do not believe a dragon is bad luck.
And
I'm
yet,
not a superstitious person.
And yet, look where we are now. We're on the run. You're on the run twice.
No matter what, I would have already been on the run from the Orion.
But not twice.
Even with the dragon or without.
But now you have an extra thing to worry about. As do we all.
That is true. And we're gonna have to stick together and trust each other to pull through this.
I'm not trusting the dragon.
You're gonna have to one of these days.
Bet me.
That dragon is a part of Breanne.
That dragon symbolizes the end of the world, as we've already discussed, and everything that's been bad has been going on.
The dragon did say that he represents the good.
Of course the dragon would say that, because it's what it believes. You think every other dragon says, hey, I symbolize the end of the world?
I never met another dragon before. I wouldn't know.
Neither have I. What do you think they would say? What would you say?
I wouldn't know. I don't
I think
particularly
but I think you're just scared to say it. Well, should we go find the others?
Yes, Thomas. I think we should.
I'm gonna start, clothes. Takes off his shirt, starts like crunching it together and things like that.
As you exit the house, both of you, you see at this point, Maad looking to Illiyanna and so Illiyanna, are you heading inside the barn or are you heading to the tavern?
I was following wherever the people were going. I thought, never mind.
She was leading you towards the barn. On the property.
Oh.
Just wait.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Maad's standing outside and saying we should go towards the tavern.
I didn't realize that we were going to the barn. I would
it's
actually.
closer.
The barn is fine.
Okay. You kind of see them all hurry into the barn as you guys are exiting. The door is left ajar, by the way, unless one of you are closing it. She starts showing you, the cows and some of the stuff in the barn. Trying to be as good of a host as you can with her house being occupied.
Aww. What's that one's name?
That is, Thomas named this one. This is the second most famous Bessie in the town.
Oh.
He says she
Is there
has
a
a
window?
striking resemblance. Yeah, there's like a window at the back end.
Okay, there's where I would.
Thomas Lee said she had a striking resemblance.
Didn't hear. What?
How many cows do you have? Have you been keeping them all?
We had 12, and we have 10 now.
What happened?
A few of them seem to die out in pasture.
Oh no, are they sick?
No, something ate them.
What?
Not sure, probably wolves. Could be wild dogs, anything along those lines.
Oh goodness.
I would take a deep breath there and out the door. Peek outside.
Yeah, you're peeking outside the back window. Roselynn and Thomas, you're standing at the front door of the farmhouse. What are you both doing? You can do another one that what I asked Maad if that's what you're doing. If that's your purpose.
What's that?
Yeah.
You don't see
Tom's
anything.
gonna look around and go, "Where did everybody go?"
You see the light on in the barn. The lantern's being lit.
Oh, they're probably out
Door's
there.
open.
Should we go out that way, dear?
That is fine.
Sarcastically.
I'd like both of you to roll me perception as you're making your way across the dooryard. Okay. So Thomas, you're leading, even with the bad vision, you were leading
Right.
across, knowing this property like no one else.
Even in the dark, that's impressive.
Well, I mean, it's still moonlight.
Oh, I know. You're made for each other. He's blind, you're blind. Stumble around in the dark together. I'm sorry.
Stumble, stumble, stumble. Little stumbles.
Roselynn, will stop and whisper harshly to Thomas. Thomas.
Yes.
There's... I see... red eyes.
Red eyes.
We're being watched.
By what?
I don't know. Is that all I'll see?
All you're able to obtain. I mean, you just rolled really good at disadvantage.
Roselynn will Thomas, let's get to the barn quickly. It is not safe out here.
And none of you with your weapons.
Thomas still has his. He hasn't gone and put him up.
Oh, yeah, technically Thomas does still.
Roselynn would have her 2 axes though.
Yeah, just not your main weapon. You wouldn't really walk around with a greatsword on your back in a small hamlet.
Thomas, let's get to the barn quickly.
Okay.
Maad would have his quarterstaff.
Get the walking step, yeah.
Yep.
So, quickly as these two come into the barn, are you either of you grabbing the door?
I am.
Gonna close the door as they scoot through?
Oh, as soon as they get in.
So, Illiyanna.
Yeah?
Thomas's mother looks at you and smiles. See, I always told you, see? Quick study. Always very quick.
Thomas looks confused. What?
Illiyanna will get all flustered and...
Hey,
What
you're in a foot race. Dear, your ears are bright red. Ah, did you think I was speaking lewd?
Oh, thank the Lord.
I was. It just was inferred.
Oh.
And she smiles and walks towards some of the animals, grabbing like a handful of feed and throwing them to them.
Guys.
She gets some and helps. I see where Thomas gets a sense of humor from.
She smiles.
I'm still holding the door shut just to keep anybody away from it.
Maad? You okay?
Maad.
Come here for a second. All of you.
Even me, is this a group conversation? She's sitting
What
there
was that?
feeding the animals. His mom asks if she wants her as well. Or if this is a group conversation.
No, thank you. I appreciate it, though.
She smiles and nods.
Maybe
Maad.
it's caravan stuff.
She's Maad. Everyone roll me another perception check because she says something under her breath.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is where the perception rolls are on point.
Of course they
Everyone
are.
else,
Not danger.
20,
But-
16. What do you,
Hold on,
I did one from you, yeah.
Yep, hold on.
20. 3 20s into 16. Perception. Tall people, it's like they have no manners at all. And she just keeps throwing seed to the animals.
So,
Sorry. We'll be right back.
And
Sorry.
eavesdropping. And she just kind of
Illiyanna says,
pops her chest out like she's the unmannered one. Even though she's just
Maad.
making lewd comments.
I love you, Mom.
In a whisper, I say, "There's something in the fields. It's not human, but it's
You saw
watching
that?
us." You saw it too?
it
Red
was
eyes?
Red eyes, 5. Taller, a foot taller than me.
I saw the same thing. I saw a few of them.
A few. I only saw one. I don't have my... What?
Looks from one note. I didn't see anything.
Me either.
I was rushing you inside so that we were safer.
Oh.
This is
Thank you.
bad. two of our people are not with us. I don't have my main weapon.
Do you think we can get these people to the tavern? It'll be difficult considering the ale is in here.
These might be the things that are killing the cows.
Killing what?
Thomas's mom mentioned that some of their cows had been dying.
Oh, wait.
They'd been getting killed. She figured it was by wolves or something, but they
Roselynn doesn't know
getting
that.
killed.
Thomas mentioned it to Maad and Illiyanna earlier.
Oh, that's right. Antlyn said he found some prints. I wonder if this was them.
Maybe?
Sounds logical. Okay.
I don't know.
Red eyes.
Sorry.
Out of character, is this map to scale?
Not even close.
No, I don't mean to us. Just if I use the get it. Oh. Okay.
Thomas.
Yep.
Thomas.
Yeah.
We need to get your mother to safety. I don't know if the barn will be safe. We need to get her back into her house.
Thomas looks around. Would they have a cellar or anything? Or like a loft? Okay. Or like a loft. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Here.
Oh god.
Oh,
That's a hyena.
Yeah, but would we have heard anything like that before?
well, that's
Hold on.
unsettling.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whistling, yeah. Oh. Thomas, what's your name?
Thomas?
No, I'm asking Thomas's mom, what's her name?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spell, please.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Is your husband here or back at the tavern, or?
Yesterday?
What's your husband's name? We do. It's very unsettling. Have you heard them before?
How are the animals reacting?
Can I move up to one of the windows and look out?
Roselynn will get her axes ready.
Thomas will go up to his mother. Mother, it's not safe here. Mm-hmm.